So that guy, I'm glad that I didn't give him my virginity because I later found out he was creeping around with the boy next door.
Ha! Gay!
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Fabulous followers, Fabettes, Fab Kings, Fab Community. How you doing? I know it's been almost 2 weeks, but it has been a busy, exciting, and emotional 2 weeks for me. So this story time that I'm about to drop on you is my first time with a guy. We all know it happened because I have an amazing son. So like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend and tell a friend, and come right back to the video.
And you still gotta feel me. A house is a heart. I don't own no realty. Thought I paid my dues, but the game still build me. They took my innocence. No surprise, I pled guilty. Used to love to hit the court, now I hate to go. Used to rake leaves for money, now they pushing snow.
See how much interference that noise brings for us when I watch this video back. But they are currently doing some carpet cleaning, I'm imagining, because there's a truck and there's a lot of noise going on. But I just got in for my only visit today, thank goodness, because it is a nasty, rainy day. And I had to drive through nasty rain. Had about 3 panic attacks getting back home from seeing my Nana baby this weekend. So this past weekend was my time with Nana baby for his first Easter. And boy, did we bond. I was holding that boy, I think 8 hours a day or more. And the times I got up was when it was time to go to sleep, but I didn't even want to go to sleep, y'all. I love that boy so much, and it just proves to me time and time again that I have got to get closer ASAP. So I probably did about a dozen applications when I would go in at night before I would go see him the next day. And I got a call when I was coming home yesterday for an in-person interview with one of those applications. And so I let her know this morning that I was in the process of relocating, was not there, and asked if there was an option for Zoom. I also noticed that on the requirements it said the LCSW, as I like to call the alphabet soup, which I did not get because I could not commute to Aurora for that program. Boy, I would be at the 100K level for sure if I would have made that commitment, but my son was my commitment at that time. Anywho, she didn't care about that either. They want to set up the Zoom, so y'all pray for me because I got to get closer to Nana baby. My son gonna try to talk about he ain't gonna be at grandma's house all the time. Well, I'm gonna be at your house all the time.
Peter, what he's doing? Why you bully me?
Because I'm gonna see my Nana baby every day, 3 times on the weekend, holidays, summers. What? Oh, okay. And he knew I was for real because his response was guest house. Do what you need to do. So, speaking of my son and his son, that is about my story time today. How I was with a male. So, his father was the first male that I had intercourse with. But I had a boyfriend in high school who I really, really liked. It was after I went through that situation with the girl who tried to do something to herself, blah, blah. That's a different story time. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. So that guy, I'm glad that I didn't give him my virginity because I later found out he was creeping around with the boy next door. But what I did do for him sexually was lotion, and you know the rest.
We do not care.
Hopefully this isn't a video my son will watch. Anywho, so the way I met his father was interesting. My mom didn't allow me to go very many places at all. One of the places she did let me go was to babysit for her hairdresser. Her hairdresser had custody of her youngest grandchildren, and her husband would like to go out. They had a lot of money, they went nice places, and they needed somebody to keep the kids. So that was my role. Well, these kids' older uncle had a friend, i.e. my baby daddy, and one of the times that he either saw me going or coming outside with him, I don't know, he told the uncle that he thought I was cute and he wanted to holler. So one day the uncle tells me that. I kind of brush it off or whatever. But then, as you know from the video about, did I tell that story? I'm gonna have to find out if I told that story. That might be another story time. Anyway, there was an issue where I was upset with the chick I was dating at the time. I had found out she was pregnant, and on New Year's Day, I broke up with her. And on New Year's Day, I went home, called my baby daddy, who was at the time just a dude who liked me, and told him to come pick me up. Now, I want to think back to say we had chilled a couple of times before this, but it's not really reaching my memory. All I know is New Year's Day, I basically forced him to take my virginity. I was pissed off at my girl at the time. And I kind of wanted some revenge. That's what us Scorpios do. We are very vengeful. But more than that, he seemed like a much calmer, cool, he was a little bit older guy that I felt like would make the experience not so unpleasant. So it happened. He was very slow. He was very gentle. He was very loving with me. I always called him a cross between Method Man and Keith Sweat because he was always singing R&B. Always, y'all. He would sing Keith Sweat to me. He would sing Babyface to me. He would sing Jodeci to me. Everything. He used to write me letters at work. Even though he was a few years older, I think he was 23. Come on, man. Something in my house. Or either because I just left a visit with my client and she's got a couple of cats and a couple of dogs, but something tickling my throat. I'm gonna go take a mucus next when I eat. Moving right along. Not exiting that out. Yeah, he was just a very romantic dude, and it was like, you know, it made it easier to be actually looking at getting intimate with guys. And I don't know if I've ever made this disclaimer, but guys don't turn me off. Men don't turn me off. I see a lot of attraction in attractive dudes. It's just, I can't have that level of intimacy with them. I can't be even on the day-to-day with them because I love, love, love the softness and the sensualness of a woman. Like, struggling right now because, like, I like to see and smell and feel the femininity. And some of these women are, like, so used to having to be the man and so used to having to be the take charge and so ready to do the other things that they forget or lose that soft, feminine side. And that's a struggle for me. But anyway, the moment happened. It was not intense. I feel like I was more intense than he was. So the first thing I knew was I wanted to try again, y'all. And the couple of times I did try again, we used protection because that was another thing that I was very fearful of, being with the guy. At the time, I wasn't on birth control because my mama knew I was with women and there was no reason to be. So February 6th, he was born November 6th, exactly 9 months later. We went for 3 rounds. Again, TMI for my son if he's watching this. On one of those rounds, his father admitted to putting a hole in the condom because he didn't feel like he was attractive enough or that I would stay with him. His sister was telling him about the me being gay rumors. He didn't really know if he should believe them or not because he was attracted to my little young yellow ass with long hair. A little knockoff Aaliyah is what I was. And so, boom, it happened. I got pregnant. About that time, I didn't want to be with the guy anymore because I'm like, well, I got what I wanted out of it. I didn't want to be pregnant. I didn't want kids at all at the time. But disclaimer, and not part of this story originally, but I had scholarships to go to multiple colleges based on my GPA and whatnot. And my mother assumed that I was going to go off to college and be great. But prior to those scholarships and prior to that episode in my life, I had been in inpatient mental health treatment because I hated the lack of love I was getting from my mother once she remarried and had these 3 additional children. And I was just at a low, dark place. People were making me feel like my homosexuality was a disease, and it was weighing on me. So my plan, unbeknownst to my mom, or maybe she knew it and she was in denial, was to actually go to college and hang myself. So had I not taken that opportunity to be with his dad, ultimately end up pregnant, have an amazing son, y'all wouldn't even see a fab right now. So let that sink in. Was it hard? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Especially continuing to be a masculine woman. And I'm going to talk about that more one day in a different story time. Because not only was I responsible to be a single parent to my child, I would get with women who had child or multiple children, and I had to be a parent to those kids. All while making minimal wages because I hadn't really started my college career yet. So I was scuffling bad out there. At some point, I was able to go back to school, but it was a rough journey until then. But I would do it all over again because, again, he was my life. He is my life. Now he has made extension to himself, and he my life. And I'm trying not to let my son get too jealous because, man, when I tell you that boy got me wrapped around his finger, perfect example of what's to come. I'm with him less than 48 hours, and I notice every time I'm changing his diaper, I'm trying to hold a wipe in my hand so to warm up a little bit, but it wasn't working. I don't want my baby to feel no pain. He'd already been through enough, still going through stuff, ain't speaking on it, but just know, Nana don't play. So Nana went to Walmart and got a wipe warmer. And did. And we'll get him whatever else he needs by the grace of God. So that is my story time about my first time with the guy. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend. I don't know, y'all. I'm thinking about going live, the energy for live and the things that, kind of transpire. I look back at my old lives and just, I don't know. So I was thinking about a live Q&A. Y'all let me know if that's something you would want. Do you have questions? What would you want to talk about? Other than that, I bring y'all some content when it's there to bring. I'm going to be editing the footage. I was staying at the Ronald McDonald House, and so I have a footage of the room, the inside of the home, and some things that they did to make it an extra special occasion. So yeah, that's that on that. Thank you for watching this video. Namaste.
And you still gotta feel me. A house is a heart, I don't own no realty. Thought I paid my dues, but the game still billed me. They took my innocence, no surprise I pled guilty. Used to love to hit the court, now I hate to go. Used to rake leaves for money, now they pushing snow.